I will tell you guys, I didn't see the game live because I was traveling, and by the time I got a chance to watch the game, I didn't want to watch the game. What the hell happened to the Atlanta Hawks?
Yeah, man, I came back from the race, so I was pretty tuckered out. I didn't see it, and I watched it this morning because I saw everybody going bananas on Twitter, so I better go watch this. And it was unbelievable. And I took a screenshot at halftime, and they're just kicking ass, and they're up by like 20, and then there's a 24 at one point. Everything's rolling, and then they basically said, we got this, and they came out, and they just completely got flat. Spurs, Carl, came with energy, and then literally these guys couldn't find second gear when they needed to, let alone third or fourth. It was pathetic.
This was the worst loss of the season, hands down. I don't care about all the losses that happened under Nate's tenure. And by the way, I thought you guys told me this was all about coaching. How do you lose to the Spurs, who by far one of the worst teams, if not the worst team in the NBA? They are, projecting to try to get the number 1 overall pick. Victor Wembanyama is the guy that everybody's talking about, and he is a game changer. And you talk to NBA scouts, they'll tell you, yes, he's the next coming. He is the next generation when you talk about a 7-footer that can do it all. But the fact of the matter is, Mike, you blow this lead, and here's the other part. DeJounte Murray, going back to San Antonio, I don't know what, to me, this is where you show out. This is where you go all in. DeJounte should have had 45 points. And you have this amazing lead, and you allow the Spurs to come back? This was embarrassing.
It's just flat.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing, though. It's everything that we've come to expect from this team. I think that's what you have to realize, that with Quinn Snyder, there's a little more defensive intensity. We've talked about Trey with his game, and maybe they were feeling like they're king of the world because they beat Golden State. And that was a good game. That was a nice win. They battled back and forth, and, they handled Golden State making a run. So I guess you're up, you're kicking their butts, and you get the big head, and you completely quit. There's no other way to describe it, Carl. They completely quit, and they got out-energied, they got out-hustled, and they got humiliated.
You blow a 24-point lead.
Slow pace.
Oh, all of that stuff. This was very Nate-ish. Okay, this was a Nate-ish type game. And everybody keeps saying, it's the coach, it's the coach, it's the coach. No, you know what it is? This is who we are. This is a team. This is who this team is. It is a team that some nights looks great, and other like the Warriors, like the Warriors game, right? And then other nights, this team doesn't look like anything. And I'm not pointing the blame solely at Trey. Again, Trey did not have a great shooting night, but you're up 24. So here's the deal. Hawks fans, I hope you've come to the realization we're in the play-in tournament. This is where we're going to be. And you just hope that they play well and can run off a few games. But the reality for me, Mike Bell, is it's not happening.
No.
It's not happening.
Nope. No, I mean, look, a game like the Golden State game, you say, okay, that's a playoff-type atmosphere because the crowd's really into it. You had to deal with some opposing crowd because everybody's a bandwagon jumper, jumped on Golden State the last 10 years. So you pull up that win, and then you don't do anything. That's the thing. What is gained by your win on Friday night? Not denying the game night, by the way. Thanks to everyone who came out.
Oh, I heard it went great.
But all that momentum goes right out the window because you put that out there against San Antonio. So that's what this team is. Snyder's realizing he's got a team that is a bunch of just, I don't know, I don't even know what you call it. Inconsistent at best. A bunch of guys who just lose focus. I don't know. I mean, these are professionals, Carl. I know we should come back to that all the time. This team is a disaster when you see things like that. And there's been 4 or 5 of these, but this, as you said, is the worst.
All right. So with that said.
Not ready to go.
Thank you, Nate. And he's not even here anymore. This means that major changes are coming, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, honestly, it's not about one game. This is a microcosm of the season. More big changes need to come because what this tells me, Mike, is the roster is not as constructed as we thought it would. Now, I know Bogey got his extension. Great. They were smart enough to sign a guy who's giving you 18 a night off the bench. He's a great shooter. We know that. I told you guys he was having a great year and he was going to get paid, whether it was here or somewhere else. He got paid here. But this roster, it has to be turned over in some way, shape, or form. Now, I'm not suggesting that we trade Trae Young. All I'm saying is what you thought you were getting when you got DeJounte Murray has not worked. It's not worked, guys.
See, I was of the opinion watching this today, again, I DVR'd it. Did Trey feel that it was going to be DeJounte's show in his return to San Antonio, and that was the attitude behind it?
So he just let him play?
I don't know. I don't know. 4 for 15 from the field. He took 4 3-pointers. Trey was horrible. Turned it over 5 times. You know, I mean, again, it takes a village to blow a 24-point lead to the worst team in the league.
Mike, he don't play for you.
Yeah, by the way, I was going to wear the shirt today, but it was too cold. Get the T-shirt. I was so prepared to rock that today.
He don't play for you.
But no, man, again, this is why you look at this team and you begin to wonder. And by the way, this is not even about Luka versus Trey, because Luka in Dallas is nothing.
No, they're struggling.
There's no
They're
great
struggling.
shakes, and adding Kyrie has done nothing for them. But this is a really big offseason, and the existential question, can you win with Trey Young?
Not me personally.
I mean, this is going to be up there. I don't think they'll move Trey, but you got to find some pieces that work. And Quinn Snyder's not going. They made the commitment to Snyder.
No.
He's not going anywhere.
No, and this is why I say I can't solely place the blame on Quinn. See, people come in here. This is what makes me laugh about this whole it's the coach thing. We got this with Nate, and now you're getting it with Quinn Snyder, who's been on the job, 3 weeks?
And you'd think that everybody would be working to impress the new guy, the new coach who may have your future in his hands, but you stay if you want to stay here in Atlanta, which I presume most guys do. It's a pretty cool place to live. I don't know.
If I showed you guys a picture of Keldon Johnson, you wouldn't know who he was. If I put up a picture on social media right now of Devin Vessel, you wouldn't know who he is. Okay, these are the guys.
Dev TV? You mean Yo TV?
That came back from 24 down to beat the Hawks. You don't even know who these guys is. You don't even know what they look like. Can I hear Quinn Snyder talk about no lead is safe in the NBA? Quinn, I'm not putting this on you. Listen, I'm giving Quinn Snyder a break because the team he inherited does this. The team that he took over has been doing this all year long. I'm not going to look at Quinn Snyder and say he has some magical pixie dust that he's sprinkling in the locker room to change things. This is who they've been, and it was put on blast last night when you saw how this team played against the Spurs. Here's Quinn Snyder.
20-point leads in this league, or especially around the game, are no guarantee of anything. But I do think for us to be able to kind of feel the difference between when we had the lead and when we didn't, it's pretty palpable as far as our level of play.
Now,
Yeah, where's the urgency? Where's the sense of urgency? Or somebody stepping up?
okay, so that's where I was. Mike, who is that? Who is
Well,
that?
I
We're
mean-
up 24. All of a
Yes.
sudden, the lead is 10. Do I need a timeout to get guys regrouped, or do I need to just look at everybody and go, yo, the lead's 10 now?
Well, again, I don't know if he was feeling a little banged up. I thought I was kind of hoping that. See, and here you thought we'd never be dusting that off anymore with Quinn Snyder.
We were. We're flat.
No, I mean, I thought Sadiq Bey maybe come to the rescue. We only took 2 shots. So I don't even know what that was. He played twice, and they gave him a rest. I don't know what that was. I figured Bey might be. Because one thing about Sadiq Bey, we said this last week, I like him because he's got a little street, he's got some intensity, he's got a little swagger, and the rest of these guys play soft at times. So I thought maybe Sadiq Bey could, I got this. Never happened.
Yeah.
Never happened.
Listen, we talk about the leadership thing. Everybody talks about how you quantify it, how you qualify it. It's simple for me. We're up 24. Now the lead is 4. Somebody has to pick it up. Somebody has to lead and show the way. And usually, let's be honest, that's your star. Usually, I don't care how bad of a game a guy is having. All of these stars in the NBA, former or present, have bad games. But, Mike, when it gets to this point, I'm taking over. Even if I'm having a bad night, it's time for me to shine. It's time for me to finish this game. We may win by 1, but damn it, we're going to win tonight. There was none of that.
Had this game going to be a win, I was looking forward to coming in here and, again, watching this disaster this morning on DVR. But I was hoping to come in and say, man, look what A.J. Griffin's doing. Because we were kind of confused about what the rotations were. He wasn't getting a lot of minutes early on in Snyder's quick run here. A.J. Griffin had a great night last night. He was doing his job. Matter of fact, he was plus 21. He was on the court. Good things were happening. Leads were not evaporating. But this is a really, really difficult. I think you need like a team of sports psychologists to figure this one out. And how Trey can go for 9 points in a game like this when you need someone's got to put the cape on and let's go. Someone's got to step up. It's like they were so out of it. They figured this game was a laughing stock type deal. They could not re-engage. They could not get the car in gear. And it's Carl, to score 15 points.
It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing.
With that talent?
It's
That's
embarrassing.
talent.
It just is. It's the worst loss of the season, and we shouldn't be talking about that at this point in the season.